Hey guys, I'm Journey from Journey's Hobbies, and I thought we would go on a little bit of a deep dive about cranberry juice. So I actually have sitting right next to me some cranberry juice that I canned yesterday. I'll give you guys the recipe, although it is very sweet, like very sweet. So if you don't like sweet, like me and my family, we're not really a big sweet person. With this, then I definitely would recommend not using it too much sugar. Next time I make this, I'm going to do something different with the recipe, and we'll get into that. I first need to write down the recipe. I don't know where I put my index cards, but I have a sticky note and a pen. So this recipe was 8 cups water, 8 cups cranberries, and then 4 cups sugar. That was the entire recipe. You don't need anything else. You could add lemon juice, or like lemon zest or orange zest, I've heard people add. But I think that this was a good amount because we only bought like basically less than $6, around $5 worth of cranberries for this. And then the sugar we already had, and the jars we already had, the lids we already had, the rings we already had, the water we already had. So it made, I don't know if this is a pint or a quart. I think this is a quart. It made 2 quarts and a half. Let's now look at the inside. So you can't really tell on camera. You can kind of tell a little bit. There are some like floaties, like over here we have some seeds that you can't see on camera, but they're there. And honestly, I could have prevented this by using a cheesecloth. I saw a lot of people use a cheesecloth in my video, which you can actually go and watch here on my YouTube. I just used a regular strainer because this is my first time making it. I figured if all goes south, it was my first time, I could try again. So I think next time I will do the cheesecloth, just so it's that just plain liquid, no chunky bits or whatever. So I'll do that differently and less sugar. I definitely think that it was very fun. It was very easy. I also would like to clarify to a lot of you who I've seen canning cranberries whole. You can not can cranberries whole. They hold air pockets in them because they are hollow, and so it is actually not recommended at all. I have the book of the Ball Book of Canning, and you are not supposed to can whole cranberries. I know a lot of people, what they do is a cup of cranberries at the bottom, and then sugar, and then put hot water in, and then let it like basically cook itself in the canner when they can it, and then wait 3 weeks, and then the juice is done. No, do not do this. Please do not do this. Just take the extra like 5 to 10 minutes and bring them to a boil. I actually boiled mine until I was done washing the jars, which honestly, I took my time on those jars. Like, I'm a clean freak when it comes to canning, like bad. And so that's a good thing. So I really was concerned like about having clean jars. So I like really get up in there. So I probably let it it definitely came to a boil. So maybe like 10 minutes I had it on the stove, which was not bad. I want to talk about saving the scraps that usually that you would collect in the cheesecloth. I actually saved that and I put it in the freezer because I do plan to make cranberry applesauce in the future. So as of right now, we do have apple trees. We actually just planted a peach, a pear, and an apple tree, and we have 2 other young apple trees. So I think altogether we have 5, I think. But they are still young, so they probably will not be producing for another 2 to 3 years, just depending. And then, so yeah, so I've been getting my produce from the grocery store. That's where I got these cranberries. I don't even know how you grow cranberries. Kind of assuming they just come on a bush. Because I did find a stem on one of my cranberries. I just picked it off and threw it out. But this is the recipe in case you were wondering. It is cups. I just forgot to write cups. It's a fairly simple recipe. I saw a lot of recipes that were like, oh, however much cranberries you do, use the same amount of water. So that's why I did 8 cups water, 8 cups cranberries. And then not only that, it was like then half the sugar of whatever you have, whatever amount of cranberries you have, half the sugar. And so I halved the sugar because I was looking at a lot of recipes. I've been wanting to make this for a while, and I finally did it, and I know what to do next time. Definitely cheesecloth is going to be involved because the more I look at it, the less aesthetic it is. So what I did is, how much I made was, I made these 2 jars, how pints, quarts, I don't know. And then I also got half of that. That has already been drunk by the 3 of us in my house. So that's gone. We don't have that anymore, but I did can these. I did bring these upstairs to my room literally just to film this video because I was not about to film it in the kitchen. I don't feel good. You can hear it in my voice and my sniffling. But I wanted to also write yesterday's date and what it is. So I thought I'd bring them up here to do that and then bring them back downstairs. I was also thinking with the cranberries, once they go on sale, I think I'm gonna buy a lot of them and make cranberry sauce, cranberry apple sauce, and then more juice because I love cranberry juice. I'm one of those people who is like a freak for juice, okay? Not really soda person. I'm a watered down juice person, okay? I like my juice watered down. And so now that I can make my own, that's pretty exciting. And this was very easy. If you're looking for like a first ever canning project, I really recommend this because you get like the elements of like boiling, measuring, you know, all of that. So it's like fairly easy. I did not use the recipe from the Bob Book of Canning, and I just made it up. But hold up. I'm gonna see if I can find the cranberry juice recipe. I don't know if the cranberry juice recipe is in here, but I know somebody said that there was a cranberry recipe in here in the Ball Book of Canning. Okay, so I think 137 is where I need to look. Mm. 36. 37 fruits. Cranberry rum sauce. Lots of sauce, fruit juices. Cranberry juice, 189. Okay, I found it right here. I have no blue sticky note on this either. 2.5 pounds of cranberries, 8 cups of water, granulated sugar optional. Optional. So I actually did not try it without any sugar, and it makes 2 quarts. So what I made, basically. Oh, I bet the extra bit was because of the 4 cup sugar. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, let me read it to you. Tip: select firm, deep red berries for ideal eating quality. Avoid cranberries that are soft or bruised. So I actually did, if you go and look at my video, you'll see me like talking about everything and whatnot. And that was one of the things I brought up, that people said not to like do all that. And I'm not gonna lie, when I washed those cranberries, they were dirty. Like, I washed them like 3 times. So I did not do all of what I'm about to read. I can already tell you that, because there's no way I spent 2 hours doing this. In a large, deep stainless steel saucepan, combine an equal measurement of cranberries and water. See? Equal measurement. Reduce heat and boil gently. Stir occasionally until cranberries burst, about 5 minutes. Transfer into a deepened jelly bag or strained liner with several layers of dampened cheesecloth. Set over a deep bowl to let drip undisturbed for 2 hours. I did not do that. If anything, I'm gonna squeeze that bag until it's dry. Transfer to, oh, I already read that. Meanwhile, prepare canning jars and lids. For more information, see page 417. Step 4. In a clean, large stainless steel saucepan, combine cranberry juice with sugar to taste, if desired. Heat to 190 degrees over medium heat. Do not boil. Keep juice at 190 for 5 minutes, adjusting heat as needed. Ladle hot juice into jars, leaving a 1/4 inch headspace. I don't think I did that at all. Wipe room center lid on jar. Screw band down until resistance is met. Then increase to finger tight. Place jars in canner. Ensure they are completely covered with water. Bring to a boil and proceed and process boil pint and quart jars for 15 minutes. Remove counter lid, wait 5 minutes, remove jars, cool and store. For more information, see pages 118 through 119. Okay, basically what I'm getting from this that I got wrong was the headspace. And then another thing you might have noticed, it says to keep it at a certain degree. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be standing in my kitchen with a thermometer in my juice. So, yeah. I won't be doing that in the future either, because as soon as I was done boiling the cranberries, I strained them and then I immediately put them into hot jars because I just washed them. Like, I'm pretty sure you could still see the steam in the video, I think. Maybe, I don't know. So, there's that. So, yeah, I definitely noticed that my headspace was a little low pulling them out of the canner, because I was trying to fill them up to here, this part right here, and as you can see, there's still that little bit. But I mean, it's sealed. I was kind of nervous they wouldn't, just because I always get nervous canning new things, especially because I'm not so used to canning. I've only canned, I don't know, I did green beans was the first thing I ever canned. No recipe, literally just salt, water, and green beans. And they were so oversalted. It was bad. And then, I canned, oh yeah, that might have been it for a while. And then I canned, pizza sauce, which we also use as spaghetti sauce. And that recipe was just too much going on. I personally didn't like it. There's some things I need to tweak about it, but once we use up most of the jars we have, I only made like, I don't even know. I did like 2 batches though. It took forever having it cooked down and everything, so that took a while. But I also tried to can pickles. They did not seal. So I ended up just eating the pickles. So yeah, and then the last thing before that I canned, I swear I canned something else. No, that was it. And then now the cranberry juice. I don't know if you can tell, but I prefer to preserve fruits or stuff that like is multi-purpose. Like, not that pickles are multi-purpose, but the sauce we can use for pizza or spaghetti. I like it for either. And then the cranberry juice we can drink. But I could cook it down into a syrup. For like Thanksgiving or something. I am planning to get more jars because I literally have like 5 that aren't being used right now. So yeah, and I do plan to definitely make more cranberry juice sooner than later. And also cranberry applesauce, and then also what's the word? I can't think of it. Hold up, I'm trying. Cranberry sauce, like in the can form. So I don't know if it'll go well. I have to get the jars that are like straight all around, that don't like bump, and then because then it won't come out like a can. And like we always buy the can, and like I don't know, it just looks gross to me. I've never actually had cranberry sauce that I remember, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to. I don't know, I feel like it shouldn't be shaped like a can. That's just my opinion though. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I inspire you guys to safely can cranberry juice or anything regardless to do with cranberries, because a lot of people skip past them in the store. They're not so noticed, but I hope you guys will notice them for like 20 minutes. All right, bye guys.